The Glorious Revolution had established a precedent. Parliament could depose a king, but it had not yet articulated why such power was legitimate. That intellectual work fell to a philosopher in exile. John Locke's two treatises of government, published in 1689, was written as a defense of the revolution. But its argument went much further. Locke denied that kings ruled by divine appointment. Political authority, he argued, derived from the consent of the governed. Government existed to protect natural rights, life, liberty, and property. When a ruler violated those rights, the people retained the right to resist. This was not mere theory. Locke's work became a manual for political resistance. It was read in colonial America, revolutionary France, and across Europe's emerging public sphere. Divine right could no longer claim theological certainty. It had become a contested doctrine. By the mid-18th century, the assault intensified. In 1748, Montesquieu published The Spirit of the Laws, a systematic analysis of constitutional government. He argued that liberty required the separation of powers, executive, legislative, judicial, each checking the others. Absolute monarchy, by concentrating all authority in one person, was structurally incompatible with freedom. Montesquieu did not call for revolution. He admired the English constitutional model, but his logic was corrosive to divine right. If political legitimacy depended on institutional balance rather than sacred kingship, then monarchy was at best a contingent arrangement, useful only if constrained. The most radical challenge came from Jean-Jacques Rousseau. His Social Contract, published in 1762, began with a famous declaration: "Man is born free, and everywhere he is in chains." Rousseau argued that legitimate political authority arose only from the general will of the people. Sovereignty could not be inherited, delegated, or claimed by divine mandate. It belonged inalienably to the citizenry. Rousseau's vision was democratic in a way that terrified monarchists. He rejected representation as a dilution of popular sovereignty. He dismissed hereditary monarchy as a form of usurpation. His influence would be felt most powerfully in revolutionary France, where his ideas became a justification for regicide. These philosophers did not write in isolation. Their works circulated through Europe's Republic of Letters, a transnational network of intellectuals, publishers, and salons. Enlightenment thought was debated in Paris coffeehouses, Prussian courts, and American colonial assemblies. Even monarchs engaged with it. Frederick the Great of Prussia corresponded with Voltaire. Catherine the Great of Russia claimed to admire Montesquieu, but admiration was not surrender. Most Enlightenment monarchs practiced enlightened absolutism, a reform program that improved governance while preserving royal supremacy. They abolished torture, rationalized law codes, promoted education, and retained absolute power. The contradiction could not hold. By the 1770s, Enlightenment philosophy had created a political vocabulary in which divine right was intellectually indefensible. What remained was to test that vocabulary in practice. That test would come first in the American colonies, where a distant king claimed authority over subjects who no longer accepted his divine mandate.